Route 11, Moseulpo Mureung Olle. Route outline. Let's start on Jeju Olle Route 11. That takes us from Moseulpo through Mureung. Route 11 is 17.3 kilometers in total, which takes about 5 to 6 hours. The course difficulty is rated as medium. Even though you pass through the pretty high Moseulpo, the peak, and go through a Jeju, the dense forest, the route is not that rough and tough, so you don't have to worry. First of all, let me introduce the main points of Route 11. Starting from Hamo Sports Park in Moseulpo, it goes through the Daejeong 5-day interval market, Sanimul Park, Bedrock Water Manong Village, Moseulpo, Bosong Village, the sacred ground of Jeongnam-ju Maria, Sinpyeong Mureung Gochawal, Jeonggewat Plaza, Inhyangdong Community Center, and ends at Mureung Farm. Except for Moseulpo and the Gochawal, you will hike on a paved road lying on the village and field on Route 11. Because the route is generally flat, it will be relatively easy hiking. However, in the Gochawal, it gets dark quickly when the sun goes down. You shouldn't enter after 3 to 4 p.m., so please make sure you check the departure time. Also, please remember that you can only find restroom facilities at the starting point, finishing point, Daejeong Youth Training Center, Sacred Ground of Jeongnam-ju Maria, and near the convenience store at the Sinpyeong intersection. Passing the convenience store restaurant at the Sinpyeong intersection, there are no restaurants or stores until the finishing point, Mureung Farm. So make sure to pack enough food, including snacks, lunch boxes, and water. Starting at Moseulpo Hang, the harbor, where you can get a glimpse at the daily life of Jeju people, Route 11 lies through Moseulpo, which bears traces of the painful history of Jeju, and the Gochawal, where you can feel the beauty of nature. Route 11 is literally the path of life and death, where Jeju's modern and contemporary history coexist. Shall we get started? At Moseulpo Hang, where it stops your walk from the beginning, you can eat Jeju's fresh raw fish in season at a very reasonable price. As you hike along the coastal road, you can see Sanimul, which is spring water that springs from the beach. It used to be used as drinking water, but these days it is only used as an open-air bath. For those who have hiked Route 11 from the finishing point, I recommend you to put your feet into the cold spring water. From Sanimul Park, the winding Black Rock Coastal Road continues through the Bedrock Water Manong Village, so it is not that hard to walk. Going a little further, after passing Bedrock Water Manong Village, how about making a right turn and go deep inside the island? Following the paved road, hiking on the flat by-road surrounded by forest, you will arrive at the main point of Route 11, the entrance of Moseulpo. Moseulpo was an important place in times of war and chaos. It's pretty high, but it's not hard to climb. The road on the way to the top of Moseulpo is called the Course of Wind. Moseulpo is also called as Moseulpo, a place where people can't live because of the strong winds. Being in the vortex of history, there used to be the wind of blood and tears as well. It's a place where the villagers have fought to protect their lives despite such difficulties. Now, when you get down Moseulpo, you will pass Bosongni, which has a wide garlic field. Bosongni is the oldest village in Daejeong. It is an open plain, which is rare in Jeju, and with its good quality soil, it is a good place for farming. However, since it is on the path of typhoons and it is located in a low area where the winds from two mountains, Halasan and Sanbangsan, gather, this place is always very windy. The path through Bosongni is flat and not difficult. However, being surrounded by garlic fields everywhere, once you get lost, it might not be easy for you to get back on track. Therefore, please check the guide ribbons and the direction of the arrow on every fork. Soon you will arrive at the gravesite of Jeongnam-ju Maria at the Daejeong Catholic Sacred Ground, which is surrounded by stone walls. Jeongnam-ju is Dasan Jeongyakyong's niece and wife of Hwang Sa-young, who was martyred in the Baekso incident. She was exiled to Daejeongup and died as a government employee. Jeongnam-ju Maria is recorded as the first Catholic in Jeju. She had been buried somewhere for 130 years, but Catholics searched for her grave in the 1970s and decorated it as a martyr's grave. In 1994, Catholics in Jeju established it as a sacred ground of Daejeong. So I recommend you to take a moment to look around here. If you take a break for a while, walk about 2 kilometers more and you will get to the Sinpyeong intersection. By the way, there are no restroom facilities from here to the finishing point. You better stop by the open restroom at the convenience store in advance. Once you enter the Gotjawal, the dense forest, it is not easy to come back. If you are at the entrance of the Gotjawal, the last section of the route, let's take a look into what Gotjawal is. Gotjawal is a Jeju dialect for a mysterious primitive forest growing on lava eruptions. I recommend 2 to 3 people to hike together rather than hiking this course alone. Since hiking in the Gotjawal is really getting into nature, let's be as careful as we can. Now, let's walk slowly through the beautiful and mysterious Gotjawal and enjoy the forest as much as you can. Now, passing the Gotjawal and Inhyangdong Village Community Center, you will complete Route 11 when you get to Mureung Farm. Oh, did you check where you can get your passport stamped? Stamping sites are located in front of the Jeju Olle Information Center at Hamo Sports Park in the beginning, at the top of Moseulpo in the middle, and at Mureung Farm at the end. So please don't forget to collect stamps that will help your fond memories to last longer.